Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, coming to you from Chicago. It's really sunny today, but cold. I've got the one, the only Miss Linda Grindle in the house,
Hi, everyone.
and the one, the only Andrew from Androniki. Yay!
Yay.
Hey everyone. Hey Linda. Hey Mel. How you doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you all.
The
Happy
Mr.
Monday, everyone.
The,
This is
the
supposed to be a little bit of a heavy duty week astrologically, but what do I know about Uranus and Sagittarius and stuff?
I don't know where it's at, but whatever it's doing, I wish it'd go back.
Gatorade or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we
It,
wanted to talk real quick about Andrew Nikki's face mask that you're getting more in, right?
right. Absolutely. Tomorrow we've got a new shipment. Um, yeah, most people don't know we are just a little over a year old. And in the year, mainly because of the two of you, this has been an extraordinary, extraordinary year. I mean, if year one was all about new beginnings. This second year is going to be about giving back. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But, we started a little trial with the face mask that you've got there, Linda, and it really
I
just went
can tell the
gangbusters.
difference if you guys can see just how clear my skin is. We don't have any filters on this
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you guys something. It's got the most unusual plug-in. It's got this little baby here. And I just want to tell you, even though it's kind of hard to determine, it took me a while to figure it out. You see that
Yeah.
right there?
It's magnetic.
It's magnetic.
Yeah.
So it sticks like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, but I've only had to charge it once and it's still going.
Oh, that's great. That's good going. That's good
But
going.
this is what I love, this part. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
talks to you.
It talks to you. So it's It's a completely remote, meaning it's not attached to any power cord or USB cord while you have it on. And
Right.
so while you have it on, you want to be able to adjust the settings, and there you go.
I love
So
it. And I told Andrew didn't understand what I'm saying, what I was saying, but I know you will, Mel. I said I love it. I just lay and have it on, and tell him my life story. He said life story. He didn't understand what I meant.
I get a lot of people saying, should I meditate while I'm doing this? Should I not? Absolutely, you should. And
Well,
because the
no,
timer, what's that? Yeah,
I go to sleep. I'm like,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it shuts
Well,
off automatically, so you don't have
it,
it.
that's right. So you don't overstimulate. Yeah, and it shuts off automatically, which is great. So you can fall asleep, Mel. It's
Right.
just that when you wake up, you got to remember you put your mask on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it does. And this is one of the few masks on the market that have deepest penetration of light, which is the infrared, which is approved by the FDA. So the reaction has been amazing, and so the
Tell
next
us what
production run
the
is tomorrow.
infrared does for your skin.
Yeah, sure. So it stimulates the blood, the collagen. There's a lot of new science that's emerging of red light therapy and how it actually really works to rejuvenate not only just the blood flow, but the things that are associated with the blood flow that like collagen production and all the good things that need to happen underneath your skin. People are even looking at red light therapy also for hair regrowth, though I don't recommend using our face mask to put on your head. However, however, the
I think
technology,
people in chemo having chemo use something like that, right?
I'm not sure 100%, but I would imagine that technology is starting to emerge there too, because the hair regrowth research has been only about a year or two old.
Okay.
And so this mask has red light LED, which is goes down to about 630 nanometers. I know that sounds ridiculous. What is a nanometer? It's a tiny measurement of, from the surface of the skin down. And then there's near infrared, which is the second setting, which is 830 nanometers below the surface of the skin. And then the infrared, which goes down 1070 nanometers below the skin surface. And then you can have a setting that has all three together. And that's the deepest sort of rejuvenative setting on the mask. And again, this one is one of the few on the market with the infrared. So it really does a lot. I'm glad you're loving it, Linda.
When are you going to make one for the ass? Because I could use some nanoseconds on my ass too.
I was just thinking that, can I put one on other places? You have a sling.
Sure.
I mean, come on, you got to pull it up.
I have a full-length red light that I do when people had recommended to use these, and I tried it before I got your mask. And if I'm having bad back, because I have, injuries from my back that flare up, and if I lay on that, it really does help.
Well, I'll tell you a little sort of secret. When I, with the laboratory that I'm working with on this particular mask, when I had a look at their research and development area, I walked in and there's this long, 6-foot long thing that looks like a big oversized stuffed sleeping bag. And I made a comment, oh, the staff are working so hard, they're sleeping on the floor. And he said, no, that's a red light LED body bag that you immerse yourself in there. And we're just researching it now. And we're testing to see, how much of your body you can put in there.
Damn, I'm going to camp out, Matt.
Yeah, keep me posted on the research.
Well, but that was a laboratory. I thought you meant lavatory.
I was in the laboratory and there was this thing you laid on. Andrew,
I hope I didn't say.
So let's get out of the laboratory.
Yes.
So let's go back to the mask. Well, people are asking a lot of questions, but so I love the Andrew Nikki products. I mean, they have saved my skin from Chicago winters, which are brutal. My hands used to peel and bleed, and they're not anymore. My dermatologist going like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Well, we have our own skincare line." I said, "No, I haven't used this.
Not like this." And the lady at my plastic surgeon's office, she took a bottle of your stuff because she was looking at, because I said, this is what I use. And she said, oh my God, she can't take certain stuff. So she tried yours and it was wonderful.
So can you use, you look like Jason. Can you use so let's say I use all those serums. I mix them on my hand and I put the little, okay. So let's say I do that. Then can I use that in conjunction with the mask, or because that's what I've been doing?
Yeah, so it's actually a little bit better if you do it the other way. Yeah. So put the mask first, and then after the mask, put the serums, because it's good for the light to not have anything that sort of impedes its impact, if you know what I mean. And then, of course, after the mask, wait a few minutes for everything to sort of settle down, and then your skin is ready to absorb the lotions and the serums. So that would be the better procedure.
So people have been
not that what you're doing is wrong, but that would be better.
It won't hurt them.
People are asking also about a moisturizing lotion for the body because they like the moisturizer so much. Are you?
So this is going to be part of the gives back that we're going to do this year. So the body lotion is in testing right now and in development. So we had a good long look at what's out there, and much of what's trending right now in skincare is, whatever you're putting on your face should be good enough to put on your body or work as good as for your body. And that has been missing in the skincare industry in general.
Yeah.
And so we're working on a complementary body lotion that will do for your body what our base moisturizer is doing for your face.
Right.
And so we're in the process of developing that, an under eye gel as well. And we reluctantly suspended production on the dark spot remover, but we are working on dark spot remover 2.0. And one of the things that we want to do, and part of sort of giving back and being very grateful to everyone, is to offer 250 people the opportunity to be testers of the first run, to give us feedback. So, rather than having the pharmacists tell me, it'll work like this and it'll work like that, I want to be able to put product in the hands of real customers. And if they can commit to filling out a survey every week, it's theirs for the taking. And we will listen and we will acknowledge the feedback. And from that, we either change the formulation a little bit or keep it as is. And we want to do that not only for the dark spot remover, but for the body lotion when we're ready, the eye gel when that comes out, et cetera, and just to give back to this wonderful audience of yours.
Well, say no more. So Mel incredible. And I are happy to be your guinea pigs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't worry. If a big box comes your way, it's probably the body LED. Yeah, sorry.
Can I take a bath in it?
By the way, everyone, Mel and I get no money or anything for this. We're advertising, but not really, because we just love the product and want to introduce it to you guys. I get so many people begging me to be, you too, Mel, right? To represent their product. And I don't want to be beholden to somebody, even though I like Fiji water and certain things, people that ask me. I just don't like, it's bad enough the commercials they have on YouTube, which they have to do to keep solvent. But this is so wonderful. We just really enjoy it.
When I first tried the product, I said, I got to tell Linda about this. And you sent something to Linda. She goes, this is the best stuff. And everybody that's tried it.
Everybody, all my friends, yeah.
Andrew is so generous. So Andrew, to my members, once a month, I draw a name and he's sending them a full line of the Andrew Nikki skincare products. And people are loving that.
I would do that too, but I'm not, I barely can send out stuff that I promise to send out. So it's best for me not to do it. You have staff. I'm very, well, I still got to say thank you to people who are sending me stuff.
I know. I got to say thank you too, because I get so overwhelmed, but,
we'll talk later, Linda, and we'll try and figure something out for your audience as well.
It's very simple, actually.
That's right. Absolutely. I would love to. I would love to.
I just send Andrew a name. So Andrew, if these 250, what do we call them? Volunteers.
Volunteers. That's
I don't want to say. I didn't want to say guinea pigs. That didn't sound good. Okay, 250 volunteers. How do they get in touch with you to participate?
So right now, we're still waiting for this final testing batch to be completed. But I know that I'm sort of jumping in the gun in terms of talking about it. Just drop an email to info@andro-nikki.com and just say, I want to be a tester. We'll take your name down. And again, we've got a limit of 250 people, but if we don't get to that through this, we'll put an email out asking for people. But yes, we're very excited to get that underway.
I predict that it will, within the first day or two, you'll have to.
Oh, yeah. I know my sister is real good with filling out forms. She's that dedicated type, that would do it and let you know what's going on.
That's right. I'll put her on the list, but don't tell her.
Put her on the list. Put her on
the list. Don't tell her.
I'll send you.
Yeah, absolutely. But we want to keep doing this, like I said, for other products. And again, this is just sort of part of wanting to get people involved in sort of the development of Andrew and Nikki, because everyone has been so extraordinary. Today, we launched also a new referral program. I get emails from your audience saying, I'm going to tell my friends about Andrew and Nikki. Thank you so much. And now I've decided we're going to make it worth their while.
Wow.
So if you go to the website and you check on the top menu, you'll see Andrew and Nikki Plus Points, which we've had the rewards program all along, and now Andrew and Nikki Plus Friends. And if you refer a friend and they spend over $100, you get $20 to spend towards purchase of product, and they get $20 off their purchase. So it's just my way of saying thank you.
So
it's my way of saying thank you.
So that's a way for people who are having some financial issues to be able to get the product, right?
Sure, absolutely. And we're all ears for anyone that needs the support anyway. So we're always here. We're always here.
But there are ways to do things. So
sure,
and look at
absolutely.
the ingredients, you guys. You'll be very happy with that.
Incredible. Incredible.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to say thank you. I again, an extraordinary year. And before I go, I've got something really important I do want to say, actually.
Uh-oh.
And that is that, every day.
I don't have any money. I'm sorry. You can't hit me up for money.
Okay. I promise not to. But, every day I get a chance to talk to your audience every single day. Wow. And it doesn't matter what the conversation starts with, or, it's usually about product, or tell me a little bit about product. It always comes back to both of you and what it is that you're doing for them, for us, for the audience at large. The crazier the world gets, the more important hope is. And that is the single message that I get every single time I talk to someone who watches the show, that they walk away filled with hope because of the two of you.
Thank you.
And from all of us to you, the gratitude is enormous. It's enormous. And we've got to say thank you. Keep up the work, because it is so incredibly needed.
Oh, yeah. Now, I didn't want to do this. I told them no, and they said, Linda, you'll help calm them down.
Now more than ever, because
Linda said, my guides are telling me you need to do YouTube. And I said, I've got a channel. I mean, I've got like 300 subscribers.
Yeah, you have your own office.
I thought I was hanging the moon, at 300 subscribers. She goes, no, you need to do this. And I said, well, I've got a staff of people, a couple of people at work. They can answer emails. And the first time I was ever on Linda's show, I personally myself answered 375 emails myself. So, and so it was Linda really that got me started, and it just grew. And if it wasn't for her, none of this would be possible for me. So Linda's helped so many people.
It's them. But Andrew, you became going into this because Mel read you years ago.
Yes. Yeah. I said to him, Mel, I'm nervous. Should I be doing this? And he basically kicked me up the butt and said, you're either going to do it this lifetime, or you're going to have to come back and do it another lifetime. Take your pick. Which do you want? But you're here now. That sounds like a Mel thing to say.
Saying that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'll take your pick. Our brothers, I'll take your pick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the kick that I needed, and got me off my butt to get this moving. 4 years in the making before we launched. But I'm incredibly grateful.
It's just sorry.
And
no, go ahead.
A grateful, wonderful person. That's why your product keeps going, and it's natural. It's good for people.
It's just nice to see it go from the inception to getting to market to Andrew used to send me the computer generated some of the ads and some of the marketing material. And so it was just incredible to see how it has grown. And it's so wonderful to have been this very tiny part of it. It's just
Oh, you have been more than both of you have been more than a tiny part.
Oh,
Both of you have been more than a tiny part. And again, this is, this year is going to be about gratitude and about giving back. Because if it wasn't for the two of you,
wow. Thank
so
you.
thank you, Andrew.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And hope. Again, you're giving us that hope. If it's one thing as a human and as a soul that we need is hope. So
Hope
please keep up the
with
good work
it also includes faith. You have to have
and
faith,
faith. Yeah.
and that
Faith.
hope will expand that
Sure.
faith.
Yeah.
Corinthians chapter 13 at the very end says, "And now abideth faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love."
Mhm.
Indeed.
We need the
Indeed.
faith, we need the hope, and we need the love.
Right.
Indeed. Yeah. And I love you both.
No, thank you.
Love you too.
Ditto, ditto.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
All
Thanks,
right.
Andrew.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Andrew, how do they get a
Uh,
hold of you if they want to order?
Yes. Andrew-nikki.com. You can
You're going to
Google
put
it, it'll
that on
come
your
up straight
page,
away.
right, Mel? You're going to
I'm gonna
put
put
the
it,
link.
I'll put it below.
Yeah. It'll come straight up. Andrew-nikki.com. Go onto the website, click for information anywhere, or drop us an email at info@andrew-nikki.com, and we'll answer all your emails.
Wonderful.
Andrew, thank you.
Have a great day.
It's always fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I love those flowers back there. Those are pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty. Okay. So that was
Happy
fun.
birthday, Mel.
Thank you, sweetie. It was a great day yesterday. So yeah, 72. Here I am.
Whoa, I thought you were 36.
I broke down and dyed my hair.
So I just want to stop a rumor that's going around.
Yes, please.
I want you guys to know that Mel did not lose his manhood when they did that big surgery on him. It didn't accidentally get taken.
Yeah, Linda told me to check and see if it was still there, and I was so high. I go, wait a minute, let me look.
Because they removed so much of his intestines, right?
Yeah, like that much.
Yeah.
But
So I was afraid they accidentally took his manhood.
I looked and I said, no, it's still there.
Sorry,
I
always
said,
start with
maybe
my-
there's two because I was seeing double from the dialogue.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So Andrew is so cool.
yeah, he is. Another thing, Nicole, that's Linda's daughter. I just love her. She called me this morning, texted me, and said that somebody like on my channel had seen, the replies, and it was like to WhatsApp. So if any of you see that in our comments and they respond to your comment, and it's like from Linda or Arya, any psychic in the community that said WhatsApp me, don't do it. It's a latest scam, and please report it and let us know.
Yeah. If they say you can get a hold of me on WhatsApp. Hi, this is Mel. You can get a hold of me on WhatsApp. That is a fraud.
And this gives this long, odd-looking phone number. So
Yeah.
don't do it. It's a fraud.
I've been lucky. I haven't been hit, knock on wood. But Sterling got hit too.
I think
But
everybody.
someone did write to me, but they haven't written me back. They said, Linda, I filled all the documentation, but you just didn't give me a date and time for the reading.
Ooh.
And I said, I think she even said she paid. I
Yep.
said, oh, you just been frauded.
Been scammed.
Because I'm no longer doing readings, honey. That's easier for me because I don't do readings anymore.
But we would never, to set up a reading, you call my office. And if it's for our trips, you'd have my cell phone number, but I would never, I might say in the down below for an appointment, call my office. The number's on the website, but I would never say WhatsApp me. And then it's a long phone number. And what they do is when you call, they take your money. And then guess what? no reading because it's not us. So
Yeah, there was a couple of people that got defrauded.
it's horrible. It's horrible. So we've got a lot of questions. All right. But thank you all. If you see it, just report it, please. Let us know, but please report it. Thank you, Nicole. Linda, she does a wonderful job for you.
She does. She's on it. She's on it.
She's on it. All right. Um, all right, we ready for some questions?
Yes.
Lumiere says, once the tangerine toddler is finally removed from office, will our allies have faith and trust in the USA? How much of an apology tour will the next president need to make amends? Good question.
Well, they know the next president would have nothing to do with him.
Correct.
It's not the next president, but the next president is going to be busting his pachikas, recalibrating and resetting our you know, Iran. And sometimes you don't know if some of the stuff is true, but they did say, if America makes a regime change, we'll come to peace with you. And I think they really hate him, and I think they kind of know that he's the reason all this
The
turmoil.
rest of the world hates them. You
Yeah,
know, nobody likes them. I don't know, to be the most hated person on the planet. Maybe he
but
likes
I
it.
do not see the next president apologizing because it's really not the next president's fault, unless he was a senator or something.
I see the next president saying to our allies, I'll work with you to build trust in the United States. I will do my best to make sure that this never happens again, uh, and to try to rebuild and repair damages, yes. But I don't think it's going to be somebody who will apologize for Trump. No. I
No,
think it'll be a president who will say, the American people did not want this, what Trump did, most of them. So you can't hold this against the American people. Um, you know, um, I keep saying once Trump is gone and once the Maybelline Queen has gone, Shady Vance, I see a president in office, and the first thing he or she is going to do is sign an executive order overturning all of Trump's executive.
all of it, all of it.
So that's how I see it playing out.
In fact, Gavin Newsom, who Trump accidentally called the president of the United States, wrote a Twitter saying, "Oh wow, thank you. I didn't realize I'm already president. Okay, well, my first thing I'm going to do is overturn all your
Oh,
executive
you're both
orders."
BS, right? Okay. Beck 2211 says, will Graham Planter win the main Senate seat? The Democrats have been fighting against him because the corporate Democrats back the current governor in that race. I see a Democrat winning in Maine. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, it's going to be blue, blue, blue.
It'll be blue, blue, blue. Susan Collins will be gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting on her.
Um, you know, I saw Joan Rivers. I've been watching her on YouTube. She was hysterical.
Hysterical.
And she was,
That I told everybody that story where she was on some show. Oh, she was on that the Gordon something show or the Irish guy, and she said, "Listen, I am so dry down there." She said, "I'm doing commercials to help lube it up." She said, "I was so dry that camels were coming to my vajayjay, and uh, uh, Jewish men, three Jewish men, decided to go there instead of to Miami." And they were dying. Catherine Tate, one of my funniest, my beloved comedian that I love. She's the one. Why am I bothered? Or the F in Liberty.
right.
She was crying. She was laughing so hard.
Well, it was funny because, she was talking about Katharine Hepburn and, and so as Joan Rivers was talking, this thing jumped in my head. Speaking of Susan Collins, like, he won't do it again.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that she's going to audition. Actually, she's going to be in Shake and Bake commercials, and you just put it in the bag and hold still.
Oh my God.
I stole that from from Joan Rivers, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
She, so back to Susan Collins. Thank goodness she's going. She's a chameleon.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing. Her and there's some people really get a kick out of making fun of people's disabilities.
I wasn't
I
making
think.
fun of her
I
disability.
think. Well, no, you weren't. She was.
Oh, okay.
But I think that a lot of people could get away with that. Nowadays, you couldn't get away with that.
No. Joan Rivers could.
Maybe,
No, not
maybe.
making fun of someone's disability. Joan Rivers would never do that.
Yeah.
No, you just don't do that. Um, okay. There are reports that Russian authorities are slaughtering and burning healthy livestock of small farmers. What is the goal? Are they trying to kill their own people by ruining their livelihood? I haven't heard those
I
reports.
haven't heard those at all. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I can't really comment on it because I don't know if it's true or not. So, all right. Um, okay, this is a good one. Garden Chicken says, "How are Ukraine and President Zelensky holding up?" And she says, "Slava Ukraini." Slava Ukraini means long live Ukraine.
Yes.
Um,
And let me tell you, they are doing fantastic. They are just taking over Russia right now.
I talked to some people in Russia, some friends, well, they're here, but they're going to Russia. They have family there, and some people in Ukraine, and many, many, many of the Russian people, because the economy there is so bad, they've had it with Putin. Putin's got his tiny Putin base the way Trump has his tiny Trump base, but many people there have had it.
Well,
And
I heard there's a lot of rioting and stuff going on, but Russia doesn't allow it to go out to the media.
correct, absolutely. Right. So,
But
um,
they want him gone, and he's in hiding a lot.
well, President Zelensky, my guys keep telling me that the Ukrainians will not give up. And I don't, they're not going to give up until
No.
this war is over. And it's not going to be they're going to settle for a little piece of Ukraine back. They're going to want all of it back
Yeah.
that Putin tried to take as a result of a war he started. And the same thing's going to happen in Iran. They're not going to stop fighting until
Oh my God, these people, anybody that knows Persian history, these people fight to the finish.
they'll fight to the finish. And then Trump said that he's speaking with Iran to try to he's having
He
talks with
lied,
them. He lied about it. Tehran said it didn't happen, and it didn't.
right? And the stock market went up 1,000 points
Right.
because they thought he was in negotiations. And Iran said, no, we're in no negotiations.
Do you think he did that as a way to manipulate the stock market? I
I'm
don't
sure
think.
he did.
I'm sure he did. You
But it's
know,
dropping now again. It's not under, but it's down to 800. It was at 1,000.
but when he does that, it's like, doesn't he think that we're
We're
gonna know
just
the
sick of
truth
the lies. He just lies and
about
lies.
everything? Well, now ICE offices are in airports. How long? Let me ask you a question. How long do you think they're going to be?
I don't know. I feel I saw the pipe. By the way, I predicted an airline crash in my last video yesterday, and an airline crash happened. But well, not I predicted it. They told me because I could see the crash, and there's another one coming. But they've been blasting it all over X, which makes me wonder because they're saying this woman got picked up by ICE at SFO. And I'm like, that can't be SFO because SFO has a privatized TSA. They don't take money from the government. Like they aren't related to all this chaos because they get their checks still.
Oh, I see.
So what is this, some sort of setup or is it Oakland?
Is it what?
Oakland Airport.
Oh, maybe Oakland. I don't know.
But they're saying SFO and I'm thinking, what?
It's SFO San Francisco.
Yeah.
Um, wow. ICE officers at airports. Um, I can tell you right now, the Democrats are not going to cave in and
No,
give
they're
money
not.
and give Trump money to fund ICE. Not going to happen. I think it's his way of trying to increase ICE and his way of intimidating Latino minority travelers. But people are going to be protesting around the airports with ICE being there. And
Yeah. But I see a total, like I can hear crickets. Something's going to happen maybe after the spring break. But I see people maybe holding out till June because I'm supposed to fly to Philadelphia and to Canada, but I won't go if we're going through this mess.
I think it'll be fine by June.
Waiting 3, 4 hours, except it's at SFO and there's not a wait with
There's not a
SFO.
way.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's okay
But
about
what'll happen is there's going to be the pilots and the stewardesses and the airlines are saying enough, enough. And if they shut it down, we will suffer. America will suffer.
oh, agreed, agreed. So SCOTUS is tackling the mail-in ballots. Um, and I don't know. It seems like that the court is doing it along partisan lines. So what Trump is trying to do with mail-in ballots is saying they have to be there by election day. Now, in many states, as if they're postmarked on election day and they get there late. But Trump is saying no, they have to get there by election day. And so a lot of people are thinking that SCOTUS might say that that'll be okay. That is that they have to be in the voter's office in the polls by election day. How do you think the court's going to rule? I think it's going to go along partisan lines.
I do too.
So everybody just make sure if you're going to mail in vote, do it early.
Do
But
it.
then that's
I don't
frightening.
care what they do. Somebody said, "Oh, Mike Johnson whispered to someone, this Save Act will cut it down to 18% of people who can vote." I don't care if it's down 18%. It's still the blue that's going to win.
It's what they're going to try to do then is slow down the mail because they just said that even if the mail's tampered with, that you can't sue the post office. So what Trump will do, they'll try to tamper with the mail to make sure those ballots don't get in until after election day. But here's where it's going to bite them because people are going to be going to the polls personally to vote in droves. And so uh, I still see a blue wave. So if anybody's worried about it, breathe. What about the SAVE Act? It's debating now. Do you think see it pass, Linda?
Oh, no, it's not going to. It's
I
not going
don't
to
either.
pass. But I don't know how it ends. Do you?
I just think that they're going to be like, no, I don't think the Senate will vote put it through. If they are, I'll be very surprised. And if it goes to the court will say no. The Supreme Court would say, mm-mm. And when you're married, that's your legal name. So you're voting according to your legal name.
But I don't see the Supreme Court voting on this mail-in ballot the way they want.
Oh, you don't think
Trump's
so?
getting ready to be upset about a lot of things.
Oh, good, good. Okay. uh, I can't say the name here, but hi, Mel and Linda. I'd love to know for 2028 president voting day, who do you guys see in office? Will it be possibly Gavin Newsom or Jasmine Crockett for vice president? I've been seeing an image of AOC vice president too, or Jasmine Crockett for president. I don't see Jasmine Crockett as
Me
president.
neither.
I would
Not
love
that
to.
she won't have something to do there.
Oh, she will. Huge.
She'll be
Huge.
given a position.
But I tell you, I had a feeling about Newsom running. If he did, he'd win. But I'll tell you, who else is going to throw his hat in the ring is that guy in Texas who just won. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he won't win.
Tallarico.
No, he won't win. He may
Uh,
be later, but not now.
yeah, I just, at some point, hmm, I don't know. We'll watch Tallarico. We'll see what happens, right? Okay. Um, somebody just asked, when will Andrew Nikki release their eye cream? I, I guess they're working on it, right? Okay, Napoleon says, hello. Against California cost of living too high under Newsom, do you see the next governor helping the economy of California and reducing the cost of living?
As best as they can. This whole power stuff,
Right.
PG&E and all that, that's going to get looked at real closely.
Right. Um, it never fails when I'm doing a YouTube show, my cousin calls me.
Right, right.
Okay. Kathy Reagans. Hi, Kathy. How are you? She goes, happy birthday, sweet Auntie Mel. Thank you, Kathy. Hello, lovely Linda. My question, do you both see the United States taking an off-ramp out of this unpopular war with Iran leaving Israel to fight alone? Love and blessings to you both. That's a very, very good question.
I do see it ending, but I don't see, while Trump is still president, I don't care if he says it's done, if he lies and said we came to an agreement, which they didn't. I see them hitting him and hitting him and hitting him.
It's going to keep happening. You know, and I think, you're right, Linda. Kathy, I don't think it's one just off ramp. I think he'll be like, we've achieved our objectives in Iran. What were those objectives? You know,
Yeah, he doesn't know.
he
But
doesn't
I'm going
know.
to tell you, Iran, even after Trump is gone, impeached or whatever, they will go after the family too. So him starting this has created such chaos. Anybody that was in charge of this administration will be watched and handled down the road.
And it's caused a lot of Arab countries in the Middle East to tell Trump we want our money back and to coalesce
Yes.
them together because it's, wait a minute, if, he did this to, Iran, what's he going to do to us?
Yes.
And so it's not going to fare very well. Um, he went in, there was no strategic plan, no nothing. And when he leaves, it'll
And
be
no announcement, no talking to Congress, no talking to the
nothing.
American people,
It,
nothing.
it'll be just like Venezuela. Oh, I'm going to take him out. I'm controlling Venezuela. And he's not controlling anything.
Well,
So,
that's when he thought he was big man on campus.
oh, well,
Because
guess
the
what?
Venezuelan thing worked out really good. And by the way, his cook, his chef, and his whoever would drive him around in Venezuela, they said, if you help us get him, we're going to pay you all this money. And they helped him get him, and they
Right.
didn't pay him a dime. They
Correct.
never did.
Right. All right. Susan Lowther said, do we see Iran falling? I do not see Iran falling.
I don't see it falling either.
Um, I see an end to the theocracy in Iran, but who is Trump to talk about the theocracy in Iran when he wants one here? Look at what's happening with these ultra right-wing so-called Christian MAGAs that are putting their beliefs down our throats, and they want to make this country a theocracy.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen for a
And
while.
they talk about what they do to their citizens. Well, ICE
What
killed
are we doing to
several
ours?
of our citizens.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Okay. Napoleon says, oh, Napoleon, that's a little Napoleon there. Hi, Napoleon. Hi, Linda and Mel. U.S. and Israeli military has bombed Iran. Do you see ground troops into Iran or a terror attack on the White House? Well, he said no boots on the ground, but yet there's been an escalation of Marines and Army and
They're doing that to big show. They're puffing. They're
well,
puffing. It's
sa-
like when I
saber
was getting
rattling.
a divorce and my attorney and his attorney and the things his attorney were saying, I'm like, what? She said it's puffing. They do that to act like big man on campus.
Right. It's saber rattling, in other words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Um, I want to tell you, well, there might be some troops, but if he does that, it's going to be like, whoa. I think Netanyahu is going to try to send in Israeli troops, but I want to tell you, it's a horrible, horrible mistake.
It's really bloody,
Right.
especially if they go to their country.
That's right. That's right. I don't see any attacks on the White House. Trump's never there. Now, did you hear he wants to take the columns out of the front of the White House because he
I
doesn't?
saw that. And he wants to tear down the Kennedy Center.
Well, he can try, but guess what? They'll just rebuild it. It was
I
just
know.
renovated. Um, just like the ballroom. What happened with that? Nothing. There's
He
just a
says
big,
it's still going, but I heard that money's gone.
it's not there. Okay. Lily Hill says, hello, Linda and Millie Mel. Is there any connection between the missing Air Force retired service member and his colleague who went missing 9 months before him? Um, I don't see any connection with it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Let me read this to you real
Go,
quick.
go ahead.
Dems are delighted that Trump is sending ICE to the airports. They're saying Political journalist Rachel Bade reported that it has been the opposite effect, with Democrat lawmakers and senior aides. Oh, damn it. And senior aides privately delighted, reading the airport move as a sign the White House is feeling the pressure from mounting spring break disruption.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see more.
Yep.
And it really concerns me because these ICE agents aren't trained in airport security.
Yep.
I mean, TSA people are, Homeland Security people are, but ICE don't have a clue.
Hell no.
Okay. Uh, Krishan in New York City says, "Hi, Mel and Linda. You're both lovely. Thank you."
Thank you, Christian. I like that name.
So do I.
It reminds me of a croissant.
Keyshawn, I think. I keep seeing psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers say there will be another lockdown in the near future, either because of the war, the economy, or a pandemic. Do you see the US being under a lockdown this or next year? I don't see a lockdown.
I don't see a lockdown
What
either.
I
And
see,
people are talking about another pandemic, but if you listen to Andre, who knows how it works with the signs when pandemic, the next one's not due for several years.
what I see is a general strike where um, like government employees, businesses, and everything will just shut down.
Yeah,
Not because it'll be a general strike in protest of Trump. And I keep seeing pilots walking off and even flight attendants.
that's what I was picking up. I felt like the pilots and the airlines take things under the wing and say, "We're done with this. Get out of our airports."
Right, right. And that's what I mean with a general strike. And then that'll spread to other areas and other businesses as well. So
Yeah.
I see it as a general strike. Um, okay, Sophia Malakara says, "Happy birthday, Mel. Thank you so much. Is Iran giving Trump his karma from all the BS tariffs he has been doing to everyone? Is this only towards Trump until we get rid of him?" I don't think that's Trump's karma, but he will get his karma.
Yeah.
All right. Dakota Kelp. Hi, Dakota. Oop. Hi, Dakota. Happy birthday, Mel. Hi, Linda. Question. Will the felon and his minions be stopped before the utter collapse of the economy? Will the economy recover? Um, I see the economy going into a full recession.
Yeah, I see that too. It's
Uh,
unfortunate. And no
inflation.
blame Trump.
So,
Yay.
yeah, he'll try to blame the Democrats, but no. He was going to make
Yeah.
our economy great. I don't want war in the Middle East. I'll make sure it never happens. It was like old man Bush. Watch my lips, no new taxes, right? And here we are. Um, I have to go back to what Abraham Lincoln's spirit gave me when I went to Abraham Lincoln's
I'll
tomb.
never forget that. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I got tears in my eyes. It was overwhelming. It said, our democracy shall endure, our union will survive. Um, uh, eh, let's see, our democracy will endure, our union will survive. And there was another one. In other words, the spirit was saying that we'll get through this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I do see Congress and courts and things doing like that to stop him. Well, they've already stopped him from his tariffs. Um, there's certain bourbon factories that are closing in Kentucky because of the tariffs because they sold a lot of bourbon to Canada.
I know, and they just stopped. Well, Canada's sticking to their guns. They're not buying from us either.
And you know what? They rightfully should.
Yeah.
Because if Canada had somebody in power like a Trump there and they did that to us, we would not buy those products, you know?
Yeah.
And so Canadians, you know what? Keep boycotting because uh, there's power in numbers and the boycott will help to bring Trump to his knees and
Yeah.
get rid of him.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Uh, Casey Mermaid says, Hi, Linda and Mel. My parents and brother are traveling to Mexico this week. My sisters and I are very nervous about this. Will they be okay? We're not doing personal questions, but I'll answer this one. It's okay. Go to Mexico. You'll be safe.
Yeah.
You'll be safe. I'm not. Okay. Susan McSweeney says, Love you both. Thank you. Do you have any feelings about Jim Carrey? Some say his soul is gone and on the other side.
I don't even read that. I see that and I won't even open it up. I don't
Oh,
know nothing about what's going on with Jim Carrey.
I don't either. It's the first I've heard. I'm not, yeah, I have no clue. Um, okay, questions people are having about one is my daughter is going to fly to Vegas in May. Do you see the TSA mess straightened out by then? It'll still be going on, but just I tell people get to the airport early, you
Yeah,
know.
you got to wait at least 3 hours. It won't be as busy now because of the spring break thing.
Right. Susan uh, Polivka says, will this regime be gone before the midterm elections?
Please God, let it happen.
Uh,
Yeah, not maybe right when the thing's happening. I
if
see a
he,
lot of Republicans leaving.
oh, and going against Trump. If
Yeah,
he, if he's in office until the midterms, after the midterms, he's going to be a lame duck president.
yeah, exactly.
Um, oh, this is a good one. Lady M says, Happy birthday, Mel. Thank you. What are you seeing in this administration behind the scenes dealing with Cuba? Very good.
Poor Cuba's really going through a tough time,
Well,
but China is helping Cuba,
Trump is
and
Trump is, I
I,
think, actually thinking that his next conquest, he's going to have his sights on Cuba, but that's a huge mistake.
I don't see him being able to get Cuba.
So do I.
I
No.
see people coming in and helping, and the army. There's an army in Cuba.
Yeah. Did you hear that this dictator of Cuba, they say he's brutal. It's really bad there. But now what he's saying is people who live in this country, if they want to have investments in Cuba, they can do so. If they want to travel to Cuba, they're free to do so. Um,
Wow.
because he wants people to invest in Cuba. Because you're right, the economy is so bad there.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that guy is brutal. The one that took over
yeah,
Fidel.
yeah,
Is he
that's
related?
no, but his Castro's brother took over for a while, but this new guy, but I don't think that this guy's going to be in power maybe for another couple years, but I see him overturned and I see a Cuba Libre. That means a free Cuba.
Oh,
So, uh, aloha, Mel. Aw, happy birthday. Somebody's telling me happy birthday in Hawaiian.
wow.
Oh, thank you, Glow. Okay.
Poor Hawaii had those terrible floods.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you have friends there?
I have friends all over the islands. Yeah. I got a call. I think they're okay. If there would have been a problem, they would have called me. But I do need. Yeah. Hi, Naomi Chinan. She lives uh, and Mary and if I'm forgetting one of you, I apologize. Uh, they live on Oahu. My friend Jade Wai'ale Batad on the island of Kauai and her family. So I have friends all over the islands, but my feeling
Wow.
is they're safe. Okay, Eagle Heart says, Eagle Heart, dear Mel and Linda, will Putin tell US who Bubba is? Much love to you, Phil.
Well, who?
Who Bubba is. Will Putin tell us who Bubba is?
I don't know anything about a Bubba.
Um, okay, Flyer says, is Iran going to completely close the Straits of Hormuz? And they're pretty much closed off.
Yeah, but they're letting China through. Are they letting Russia through?
That I don't know. I think so. Um, I mean, Trump will send warships there and trying to, but I think that Iran has the Straits of Hormuz mined. Uh, are
Hmm.
they going to? and I see US sending battleships there, and I see some kind of naval confrontation between the US and Iran, but I see them blocked for a while yet.
I do too.
Um,
They didn't think they would do that. That's what cracks me up.
right.
Trump honestly didn't think they would do that.
Well, hello, he attacked their country. Right? You're right. He
Yeah.
didn't think they would do that. He had no strategy with this at all. And that was
Yes.
okay. Piro Patty said there are a few Dems that have been acting like Republicans. My question is about Cory Booker and Fetterman. Will they be reelected? If not, will some real Dems replace them? Uh, love to you and Linda. Thanks for all you do. um, I see Fetterman replaced.
Oh, they're trying to do a recall on him now. Do you think
Re-
that'll go through?
oh, tell me about it. I don't.
Because he's not going to go up to challenge his seat till 20, not this year. It's like 28 or something. And they want to do a recall. Pennsylvania is getting the signatures to do a recall.
Well, they can do that according to Pennsylvania law,
Yeah,
and I do see them having enough signatures to do it. And I see a Democrat in his place. So I hear a
a
yes,
real Democrat.
a real Democrat. Cory Booker, I feel will get reelected, but I don't see Fetterman.
No, no.
Um, okay. Slani, I can't pronounce this. Wants to know when will the stock market crash? I see huge dips,
Huge dips.
but I don't see like a crash is when like in the 1920s.
Well,
And
all these people are predicting this, including men talking. They say we're definitely in a recession. It's definitely going to drop.
right, right. I mean, I see the market taking some big hits, by 1,000, 1,500 points, but I don't see a crash like that happened in the 1920s. Okay.
Or in 2008.
Oh yeah, that was a real estate crash. I mean, in one day my townhouse lost over $225,000 in value.
That's when all these nurses were going to retire. They were looking for nurses like crazy. And at the time I was reading at Angel Heart, and they turned around and did this. So a lot of nurses who were planning on retiring had a lot of them had husbands whose jobs went flat, and they lost all their money because their retirement money. So they had to continue working. So there was an influx of nurses that couldn't get work, and I had women coming into Angel Heart with masters. I don't know why you get a master in nursing unless you work the ground floor a couple of years, but they wanted the highest education possible. None of them could even get a job in a geriatric center.
Wow. Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Julie Grew, I think, Grouix, Grew, I think is how it's pronounced. My French pronunciation's not good. Will the regime attack or invade Canada for its resources? No. Uh, Trump knows better. He's already been warned.
Okay.
If he tries, which I don't think,
I don't see it at all.
I don't
Will
see
he
it at
hit
all.
Greenland? I don't see him hitting
No.
Greenland either.
Nope. Um, okay. Sunset says, Hi, Dashing Duo. Will New York schools go back to remote teaching if under threat from Iran? I still see kids going to classrooms.
Me too.
We got time for just two more. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, I just got to touch on this. Sue says, Why does Mel keep lying about fracking in Hawaii? Never had fracking in 2013. We voted it out together. Please. Okay, number one, I'm not a liar, Susan, and I resent your comment because it's mean-spirited. So I am taking you from my channel. That's number one. We don't deserve to be talked to that way.
No.
Number two, I didn't say fracking was going on now. Here's what I did say. I said, as a result of fracking, it caused cracks in the rocks which should not have been there. So the lava, instead of following the normal cracks in the rocks, it went down and found those cracks in the rocks that the fracking had caused, and that's what caused the vents to open up. That's what I did say. I
Was there
didn't,
fracking in Hawaii?
yes, on the
Oh,
Big Island. I so I didn't say that it was from any current fracking. It was from the damage done underground that fracking had created before.
yeah,
So uh that's what I said. So I didn't say fracking was going on now, did I? So thank you for your observation, but we're not liars.
exactly. I do the same thing. If somebody tries to talk to me, which isn't very often, but someone says, "Why would you lie about this?" I'm like, "You're gone, girl."
Well, this one just has. So, and
Okay.
I've seen that comment before and I was going to talk about it, but there's my answer. You
What's
know,
that person's YouTube name?
I'm sorry, was what?
What's that person's name?
I don't know. I just deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Um, fracking did occur on the Big Island and it did cause cracks in the rocks. And geologists said the lava went down where those cracks were, and that created those vents to open up because it's going to find, the path of least resistance. And it was from the cracks caused by fracking that was
But
done before 2013.
you're talking about geologists. You're not making this up off
I'm
the
not
top of
making
your
it up.
head.
No, I saw it. I read about it.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, I can be wrong. I can say something that I pick up psychically,
Right, right.
but
But
not if you're referring to scientists.
correct. So, so I didn't lie about anything.
No, I don't like that, the way they do that. Don't
No.
call us liars. Just say, I disagree with you or whatever.
Right. Okay. Uh, so much is being said about likely chaos leading up to and possibly following the November 26 elections. Oh, it's going to be chaotic. Do you have any ideas?
November 26th is the election?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
The oh, the no, it's leading up to and possibly following November 26 elections, being the 2026.
2026. Thank you. Because I
Yeah,
know it's usually the first week of November.
it is. Do you have any ideas or practical advice about how the average person can help alleviate some of this? This is a good question. I'm speaking as a retiree with some free time, and happy birthday, Mo. Thank you. Thank you both for sharing your gifts with the rest of us. You give us hope and comfort. So what she's asking is because the chaos, going into the midterms and probably during, you know, how can what can we say to help people get through it?
Exactly.
My advice is, go vote. That's number one. Volunteer at the polls.
March on the 28th or 26th for No Kings.
Right. Um, Use your constitutional right to peaceful protest.
Write your congressman and or your senator.
Right. There you
I
go.
wouldn't write Trump because that's like talking to the wind.
Please. They probably put you.
Unless somebody says "Hail King," he's not going to read the email anyway.
Okay. Siwi Italiano says, love y'all. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag. That means a very happy birthday in German.
Ah,
Uh, oh, wow. Here's a good one. Who keeps shooting and killing the wild horses in the Apache Sitgraves National Forest? Why are they doing it? And they will be arrested and held accountable.
I didn't
Wow.
know this.
I didn't either, but whoever's responsible.
I see guys with cowboy hats on, white men.
Um,
They do it for sport. They think it's funny.
well, whoever's doing it will be caught and arrested. Absolutely.
They're setting up cameras right now. They're doing setups. I don't know what that means. They will get caught.
Um, I agree. I see him getting caught. Okay. Um, let's see. Let me think. Iran has bombed Dimona, where Israel has their nuclear research center. Many are saying that this is a tipping point, giving Israel two options: use a nuclear weapon or prove that nuclear weapon power is not deterrent. What do you see as the outcome? I
I
don't
see
think,
them not doing a thing.
I don't
And,
see,
North Korea has already said, Israel, use a nuke, we will nuke you.
right,
And so has Putin.
right. I don't see any nukes being used.
No.
All right.
All right. That was great.
That was good. Thanks to Andrew for coming on.
Yes.
You know,
And I want to say real quick, if all you guys could say a prayer. Can't believe I didn't have her in my prayers yesterday. Karen Conroy uh, has been told there's nothing else they can do and she's terminal. So if you guys could say a prayer for her, after I'm done with this, I'm gonna call her and talk to her. I don't know what I can say or what's out there, but I'll check it out.
well, my feeling is she has a bit longer than what they're saying.
Yeah,
But
but there's nothing else they can offer her because she was on a lot of new
right,
drugs and new things.
right.
And
Just
I think we told her before, oh no, you got more life because I saw her on some new things.
right. Well, just tell her that we're surrounding her with our love and white light and our healing energy.
Right. She's already lost 40 pounds, she said,
Wow. Wow.
without trying to lose weight.
Wow. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for announcing that. And so everybody
Yeah.
please send her, surround her with white light and loving energy. This has been fun. Uh, and people, please don't comment that, we spent too much time talking about products. I know we'll get some comments about that. And I'm asking you please not to do it. All right. Andrew was such a wonderful guy, and his products are incredible.
And boy, I get comments about people going to order, or they can't find the order, or the product's not in there anymore. And they'll write, and he gets right back to them, and he gives them free product.
You take care of it. Uh,
Remember, he gave somebody free product, and that person thought she was going to get charged again. She
exactly.
got all freaked out
Yeah,
because
right.
nobody does that. And he
Right.
said, "No, no, we didn't charge you. This is for you for the trouble you went through." She didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah. He's good. He's a very nice guy. All
He's
right, dear.
got the heart of gold, my
He
friend.
does. Next week on your channel, right?
Next week on my channel.
All right. Stay well, stay safe.
So batten
Thank
down the hatch this week,
Yeah,
and
it's going to be a crazy week, but
it's going to be a crazy week,
thanks
and we
everybody for the
shall see.
wonderful birthday wishes. Linda, thank you.
Oh,
Uh,
you're welcome. Did you
Linda,
see I posted Happy Birthday Mel on my community page?
I
You
saw it.
see
Thank
all
you.
those birthday wishes?
Thank you. That was so sweet. All
That
right.
was,
Linda and I are very good friends. Linda's family, she really is.
yeah. Well, Nicole's your niece,
I love Nicole. She is
so,
so, she just, I just love her.
so. All right, you guys. Thank you.
Um,